I'm going to show you how to log into masterymanager.com to set up an assessment just to use a bubble sheet. So I just Googled Mastery Manager. I'm going to go ahead and choose Mastery Manager. And when you log in, I'm going to log out so you can see. You're going to go ahead and put in your first.last at d214.org. And then you are going to, if you have not done this yet, go ahead and say forgot password. It will send an email to you, and then you will be able to log in from there. If you're having trouble logging in, please reach out, and we're more than happy to help you with that. Once you're in, it's very simple. There's just a couple of steps. You're going to create an assessment, then you're going to fill in the answer key, and then you're going to print your bubble sheet. That is it. So let's start by creating an assessment. You'll see across the top there are all these other things, but we're going to keep it simple. So let's go ahead and hit create an assessment. This looks a little intimidating, but don't be. The first thing it's going to ask you to do is fill in the assessment name. You're going to go ahead and start with your school. So put in your school, put in the test name, and then please put in the school year as well. There are lots and lots of exams. We've had Mastery Manager for 15 or 20 years in the district, and so it's just nice if we have a little naming convention. You're simply using this to replace your bubble sheet, so just tell me how many multiple choice. Let's go ahead and put in 10. Oops. For that. And performance event is if you're going to grade something by hand and you just want a spot for it and you maybe want a place to put in points. I'm going to put in 0 for mine today. Now, you can search up your courses. Everything is preloaded for you with your student names and all the courses you're teaching. If I'm going to add my entire PLC, I would type in physics, and you will see all of the physics courses in the district pop up. So technically, you could put together an assessment for the whole district. And then you can just pick whomever you're going to add to this assessment and move it over. I'll just put in my name so you can see how that populates. Here's the courses that I was teaching. So I go ahead and I click the arrow and move them over to this side. And these are the courses that are going to populate with the students that are in each of those courses. You can choose all of these things down here, but you don't have to. We're going to keep it simple today, and we're just going to create a bubble sheet. So then I'll go ahead and hit save. My assessment is now created. I'm going to move, again, I'm not up here on this top. I'm on this bottom bar here. We just did all the properties. We're going to go straight over to answer key. And I'm going to just start putting in the answers to my assessment as I go. Now, the amazing thing about this is I can change the number of bubbles. Maybe I only want 4 choices on the first one. Maybe for question 4, I want 10. Maybe instead of single bubble, I want a true false. So I can change that. Maybe I want kids to be able to choose multiple bubbles. Or if I'm a math or science teacher, maybe I want them to be able to put in negative 3.14. And I can have a gridded response. So you have all sorts of options here for how that will print. Once you're ready, you're going to go ahead and hit save. You can preview it here. This menu here is if you want to bulk add. So if you wanted like the first 5 to be 4 bubbles, you could say starting at 1 and ending at 5 and telling it what type of bubble or how many bubbles. So there's some bulk adding here. But again, let's keep it simple today. We're going to just go over to forms. And then this is where you would generate your forms to print. You have some options here. You can print it for all your students. You can print it for just you. You can print it for everyone on your PLC if you've added all of them. You have options for if you want it grayed out or not grayed out or how big you want the bubbles. So you can take a look at all of that. But then we're going to go ahead and generate the forms to print. It gives you some instructions, and I'm going to show you this as well to make sure that you print it correctly. So I'm going to go ahead and download the PDF. And when I open it, you'll see there's a QR code, and you'll see there are these little black boxes in the corner. When you go to print, you want to make sure that those black boxes are showing up. Don't cut them off or it will not scan correctly. The scanner you can find, every building has a scanner. So here, I'm not going to tell it 100%. I'm going to tell it scale to fit. Look what happened here in the preview. It pulled it in. When this is scaled at 100, let me show you that again. Look what happened. Those came off the edge of the paper. So make sure you do scale to fit, and then you can print. Kids can then go ahead and just take their tests like normal. Here's a little view of the bubble sheet. Each kid has their own, so you'll see like the names are there with their ID number. And you can scan it in the scanner. And that is how you quickly set up a bubble sheet.